Atlanta Motor Speedway, 20 miles south of downtown Atlanta in Hampton, Georgia, a place where speed has always mattered. It all began right here in 1960. Fireball Roberts won the first race and set the pole at 133 miles per hour. Back then, fans packed a single grandstand or sat on dirt banks just to catch a glimpse of history. If they were standing here today, they wouldn't recognize this place. Not the look, not the sound, and definitely not the racing. Originally known as Atlanta International Raceway, this track fought through tough times in the 60s and 70s before finding its footings in the 1980s. Then came the turning point. In 1990, Bruton Smith and Speedway Motorsports took control, and in 1997, Atlanta was reborn, flipping straightaways and adding the now famous double dogleg on the front stretch. But hold on, because the biggest change came in 22. Atlanta Motor Speedway was transformed into a high-banked super speedway style monster. Narrow lanes, 28 degrees of banking, blistering speeds, pack racing, drafting, no room to breathe. Every lap on edge. For more than 60 years, Atlanta has been a cornerstone of NASCAR. Today, it's one of the fastest, most unpredictable tracks in the sport, where one push, one mistake, one moment can decide it all. Tonight, the stars are ready. The engines are waiting. It's the IROC Challenge Series All-Star Race, and it's coming up right now on Track Limits Network. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway All-Star Race IROC Challenge Series getting ready to get underway, and we're going to jump right into it. Heat racing about to get started to set the field tonight for the All-Star event. Taking a look at the starting grid. Aaron Smith, Kevin McCann on the front row, Peter Ruzick, Timmy Schofield, row number 2, Gavin Hinson, Zachary Kleek in row 3. That's it. That's all we got here for the heat race. There's more. Don't worry. We're just trying to set the field. Originally expecting more drivers tonight, shooting for a 20-car field in the feature, but we're going to make do with what we got. It's still going to be action-packed, so stay with us. We aren't going anywhere. Want to make note here, we do have Zach Millett joining us in the broadcast booth. What's going on, Zach?
Hey, Steve. How we doing, man?
We're doing well. Kind of a last-minute touch and go. We weren't sure if we were going to broadcast at all a few weeks ago, and then we thought, you know what, we're going to do it anyway, and then things went back and forth, and then we weren't sure about car counts, but here we are, just in time to get this heat race underway, potentially a consolation race after. I don't know if we're going to forego that or not, just let everybody go, but either way, we got action ahead of us.
Sounds good to me, man. I'll kick back and watch these guys race anytime.
Format-wise, this is the plan of attack. We did practice in qualifying already. Heat race about to get underway, then potentially a consolation after the fact. 50-lap feature. Race detail-wise, 75% fuel. It shows no fast repairs, but I think they did end up going with 3 tire sets available over the wall, and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish if necessary. So waiting on Zachary Kleek to come to the grid here before everybody can get rolling, and there he is. Well, Zach, I know how you feel about super speedway style racing, but with the small number of race cars on the track, how does the approach change?
Yeah, there's really no sitting back in a race like this. It's just going to be trying to get to the front and maybe find a friend, tuck in, and wait until that last lap and make a move.
I've got to tell you, with this few cars on the racetrack, it's kind of a throwback to the old Busch Clash days when there was only a handful of drivers out there. Even the legitimate all-star race that they ran was pole winners only, in a time where you might only have maybe 3 or 4 teams with drivers and cars capable of putting their car on pole position, so it was always a small field. So as crazy as it might look, it's not that strange.
Yeah, between the windshield and the rear view mirror, Steve, you can see the entire field, so it will kind of push you to be a little more aggressive.
The other thing is, if you get shuffled out, if you're Aaron Smith or Kevin McCann here on the front row, you get shuffled to the back of this small pack. How do you work your way back to the front? Is it even possible?
Man, I think so. If you get out of the draft, maybe not. I think you'd be kind of in tough shape there, but as long as you stick with that draft, I think you'd be fine.
Well, here we go. 12 laps to settle the heat race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pace car is in. Barney with the green in hand, ready to get going. And here the field comes. Field coming up to speed as he barreled down into turn number 1. Aaron Smith with the early lead, side by side for second. Peter Ruzick, Kevin McCann. McCann dropping back, though, unable to make a charge here. I don't know if he had a poor start, but Ruzick will shuffle to the outside, puts 4 cars to the outside now, 2 on the bottom. I guess that's the way to get it done, Zach. You really got to shuffle those guys around and get better numbers on the top because there's not a whole lot of guys to work with.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the 4 cars up top are going to really pull past these 2 on the bottom. It looks like they're really making good way already. Oh, I don't know, Steve. Even with just 2 cars, though, that bottom's not looking too bad.
Well, it's early. Tire pressure's still got to come up. It does matter here. The handling does come into play, even though we are super speedway style racing. Ruzick with the race lead off turn number 2. Kevin McCann in tow. That 2-car draft to the inside has fallen to the rear. Right now, the 11, Zachary Cleek, trying to keep it around, but no, Aaron Smith on the bottom with Gavin Hinson in tow, holding his own. Only 9 laps to go. Now Kevin McCann swaps lanes, goes to the bottom, 3 and 3, top and bottom. And that's the difference maker. All of a sudden, the low lane moving towards the front. Aaron Smith hangs on to second by about half a car, half a fender, if you will, to Peter Ruzick on the outside. Now a bump draft from Aaron Smith on the back of Kevin McCann. They make a little bit of contact, roots Kevin up the racetrack. Aaron Smith checks up enough, knows that McCann's got the talent to hang on to it, still probably didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people on the service that could hang on to that thing. She was sideways.
Guys like maybe Brian McCann, Drew Blaze, just to name a couple. Maybe Zach Millett.
Definitely not that last guy.
Smith pushing the 33 right through the corners again. You see the rear end stepping out all over the place.
I think Aaron Smith's getting a pretty good idea here on what the last couple laps are going to be like.
He gets into the back of him, and Kevin McCann goes around, straightens it out, saves the car, but it's not going to matter with 6.5 laps to go. His night's probably done.
Man, I was just going to say they were really testing their limits to see what they could do towards the end, but I guess they found those limits, Steve.
Limits located. 6 laps remain. Ruzick back to the front. And in all reality, that actually hurt Aaron Smith because now there's 1 less car to build energy on that low lane. Ruzick with the lead now. Timmy Schofield up to the 2nd spot. Zach Cleek still in line behind the 12. Low side, it's still Smith and Hinson. Oh, Aaron Smith loses connection for a while. We don't see that very often out of that yellow number 70 car. Now, Zach, in your experience, when the car in front of you on these drafting tracks loses connection like that, does it cause a loss in draft?
Yes, it definitely does. And the scariest thing is when you're right behind them, tucked up behind them, maybe even leaning on them, and they disappear and then they reappear and you're kind of inside them. It sounds weird, but sometimes it can really create a pretty big wreck.
Yeah, if he pops back into the game or the sim, if you will, could land right on top of the hood. And we're 3 wide off of turn number 2 for the race lead. Aaron Smith around the outside, gets clear of Kevin McCann and brings Hinson with him. So Aaron Smith coming to 3 laps to go with the race lead. Kevin McCann still back in the rears in P6 by himself. Hinson looking for an angle here, but he goes to the bottom of the track with no help. Ruzic gets in the back of Aaron Smith. Smith getting a taste of his own medicine here as they work off turn number 2, but energy goes to the center. They're not going to help Smith here. Aaron Smith, the winningest driver in the series, and Schofield turns Ruzic into the cleek. Coming to 2 to go. Now it's going to come down to Aaron Smith and Gavin Hinson with no yellow.
Well, it kind of falls right on the lap of the 39 car here. He can kind of create a little bit of a gap, and if he can time it just right, make that pass coming out of 4 and take this win.
Pre-race rules, no cautions for the heat races, so they're going to work through, regardless of how it ends up. The benefit, they don't have to fix the race cars for the feature. Coming down to the line here, white flag in the air, final lap of heat number 1.
We'll see what Hinson wants to do here. Usually going high, you can get that little bit pull off the right rear of that lead car and pull him back a little easier.
Makes the move, gets to the inside off of turn number 2. Is it too early, Zach? No help for either one of these guys now. It's going to be a side draft battle through turns 3 and 4.
And there it is, the pole. Aaron Smith knew that it's better on the high side.
Coming down to the line, checkered flag waves, and it's going to go to Aaron Smith by a nose.
That was well done by Aaron Smith. He knew the whole time that the top lane is better when it's just 2 cars.
Honestly, I think Hinson was better off roughing him up, beating the back bumper off like we saw Aaron Smith do to McCann earlier on. Shoot the 70 up the track and take advantage there, break that momentum. But either way, he'll advance. So Heat 1 results, we'll take a brief look at it here before we get to the starting grid. It was Aaron Smith, Gavin Hinson, Kevin McCann still finishes 3rd, so he'll move on. Peter Ruzic, Zachary Cleek, Tim Schofield round out the field. Now to our starting grid. On the pole position, lap time was 32.176. It's Brian McCann. Outside pole, Casey Bentz missed it by 22 thousandths of a second. Neil Quick in row number 2 with Chris Wally to his right elbow. And then it's Todd Cleek and Doug Wysocki. I gotta say, Zach, these heat races on the bigger racetracks are kind of fun.
Oh man, it's where it's at, isn't it? It's fun to watch. They're fun to race. Man, I love them.
I think 2311 should grab NASCAR's ear again and say, hey, we forgot one thing.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that'd be great.
So this one again, a heat race, 12 laps, cautions will not be thrown, so it's every man for themselves. I was going to ask you who your pick is, but I'm not even going to go there until the feature.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Just because I just don't know. It seems like every time I pick somebody lately, they end up in the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. The broadcaster's curse this year has been real.
It doesn't matter what league either.
No, I'm pretty sure my last 3 picks across whatever broadcast we've done, it's been a disaster for them.
Now, I want to make note, not that we need to worry about pit stops right now, but if there are pit stops to be made, there is basically a simulated cone in the entrance to turn number 3 that they are required to be down all 4 wheels before they get to it. So keep an eye on that when we get to the feature.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. 12 laps to go. Just like we saw in the first heat there, that inside lane really takes off. Outside, not so much, as Casey Bentz was the lead car in the top side, and he's going to free fall to the back as Chris Wally jumps to the inside. Doug Wysocki's going to go with him, and Wally with a run, looking to the outside now on Todd Cleek. Wally is a great super speedway racer. I would not be shocked to see him even challenge Brian McCann for the win here. We've seen Neil Quick run these races. He hates it, really hates it, just like Zach Millett. But for some reason, he ends up in a good position or wrecked. It's one or the other. Big time run for Wally again off of turn number 2. Brian McCann with the lead over Neil Quick and Chris Wally. Wally with no drafting help on the top side. Now stepping out of line goes Doug Wysocki.
Ooh, a little bit of a blink for the 45 car there. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Cleek jumps up to the outside lane alongside Neil Quick. Chris Wally will go with him. Wysocki going with Wally. So it's a 3-on-3 battle here inside the top side.
We'll see what Brian McCann wants to do here. If he's going to defend that top at all or just keep rolling that bottom.
He's lipping it off the bottom just enough. I think he's just trying to inch up there in case he needs to block the high lane. He's not afraid to do that. We saw him do that at Talladega quite a few times. TJ Majors was doing the same. I'd keep a close eye on the 6 when he gets into his heat race as well. Fighter squadron, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th in behind McCann and Neil Quick. They're just comfortable tucked up with each other. We'll see if those 4 can run him down. On the bumper cam with Neil Quick. Pack of 4 running down the leaders. Laps winding down, coming to 6 to go. Six laps remain. Brian McCann still the race leader. So far, McCann's led them all. Much more passive race in this heat. Not a whole lot of shoving going on, but again, still 5 laps remain. Expecting to see some of that in the closing couple of laps. Question remains, when is the lap to make the move? Do you do it too early and then they get an opportunity to take it back from you? Or do you wait till the last 2 corners, 3 and 4, to make your move?
Yeah, you always hear that being the lead car is the last person you want to be in this type of speedway. But with this small of a field, man, I think it makes it even worse, don't you?
That changes a lot of it up. It really does. You don't have as much potential help in the rear view. And if somebody doesn't go with you and there's contact, Neil Quick in the wall down the back straightaway. Casey Bentz all tore up, and again, no cautions will be thrown, so they're out of this heat for certain. Top 3 should advance, I believe, but McCann now out on his own island with no help. Wysocki and Wally side by side, so nothing too much to worry about there, but they're still going to run him down before this one's over.
It's kind of in McCann's best interest right now that they do stay side by side.
Absolutely.
But boy, I don't know, they are still catching him.
Two more circuits around Atlanta Motor Speedway for Brian McCann. He's led them all up to this point. Will he lead the important one, the last one? Chris Wally and Doug Wysocki still side by side behind him.
I think it's going to have to be time for these second cars to either get in a line, work together, and get around Brian, or this is going to be kind of how it finishes.
Well, that's the other
there's
thing.
Wally.
That's the other thing, too, is the top 3 advance, so there's not a ton of incentive, really, unless you just want to win. I mean, these guys are racers, after all. Final lap here at Atlanta. We'll see if they make the move.
See
Off turn 2. Wally's pushing him hard, and he wrecks Wysocki into the backstretch. So now it's just Chris Wally and Brian McCann. Does he have enough time?
Man, that's the one thing you didn't want to do. Poor Doug.
Not going to be enough. Coming to the line, checkered flag waves. It's going to be Brian McCann taking heat number 2. Well, so results of heat number 2, it's Brian McCann, Chris Wally, Doug Wysocki. Oh, where'd we go? There we go. Todd Cleek was 4th, Neil Quick 5th, and Casey Bentz finishes in the 6th spot. Now to the starting grid. Heat number 3, TJ Majors on pole, 32.183, flanked by the 19 of Kyle White, missed it by 23 thousandths of a second. Row 2, it's William Tyndall and Chuck Sweeting. And in the last row, all by his lonesome, the number 88 machine of Jason Nilges. Once again, a 12-lap heat race, our 3rd heat of the night, potentially our final heat of this evening. Now, I think we do have a consolation race planned based on the car counts tonight. Not sure if we will run it. We'll find out. And if there is one, you'll see it here on Track Limits Network, so don't go anywhere. Still, no brakes to be concerned with. We may actually run this one clean all the way through. Pace car heads to pit lane. Barney's ready to wave the green for our 3rd heat of the night. TJ banging doors with Kyle White already before they even get on the gas. Green flag is in the air, and we're underway for heat number 3. Outside lane does not fire off, and only 2 cars there. That's a tough one. Nile just stays to the inside behind William Tyndall. TJ Majors gets away slightly. Majors getting run down here by Tyndall. Gets into the back, shoots him up the racetrack. William Tyndall goes to the race lead. Coming down to the stripe, the 62 is going to lead lap number 1. We'll go on board with TJ Majors. Majors swaps lanes, gets in behind. William Tyndall up the racetrack yet again. Majors to the outside, coming down to the start-finish line with the lead, and he'll lead this lap too. 10 to go. Tyndall slips back to the 4th position. In behind Jason Nilgis, who started last. Major's not getting a whole lot of assistance from the backside in the draft with Kyle White in behind him. Side by side, the top 4 they are. Chuck Sweeting hanging in the back. Might just be waiting for the table scraps if all 4 of these guys wad each other up. Hopefully he's got enough room to make evasive action if need be. Tyndall all over the back bumper of Jason Nilgis as they roll into turn number 3. Checks up just a touch, but still trading paint with the 88. Now through turn 4, Majors with the lead by just a foot or so, but a big run off the corner. Majors gets crossed up in front of Kyle White, and Nilgis will lead the lap with 7 to go. Chuck Sweeting still being passive here at the back of the pack, coming to 6 laps left. Majors trying to hang on at least the front row for the time being. Again, I think top 3 will advance here. We've seen a wreck in every heat so far. Will we see one here? One less car as far as traffic is concerned. We'll see if it makes a difference. Oh, there's some contact, and they're wrecking off at turn 4, and it's going to take out everybody. All the field in trouble off turn number 2, and Chuck Sweeting is going to drive away. I think he got caught out in it, but not as bad as the rest of them, and no caution. Hammer down for the 75. I've never seen this. Jason Nilgis with severe damage. He's got the meatball flag, so I think he's going to finish this one out in 5th. Coming to 5 to go. Sweeting with the lead in a 2.3 second advantage, but very slow is Chuck Sweeting. Well, this is different. Major still runs 3rd, all tore up, starting to look like a modified. That makes sense. He's a Western New York guy. Oh, that's going to make real good left turns. That thing is tore up. We'll go on board and watch the hands of TJ Majors trying to make this thing work. Now, the best lap of the night was a 30.84 out of Kyle White. The last lap for the leader was a 38.03. Starting to look like a Richard Petty Experience car out there now with the pace they're running at. Tyndall in pit lane, Jason Nilgis in pit lane. So as they run right now, as long as they make it to the end, those top 3 drivers will advance. Last time by, White across the line. I think White's got the ticket here. Run as short a lap as humanly possible because that thing won't run any faster than it is. Still, Chuck Sweeting with the least amount of damage, run a 38 flat to a 40 flat to Kyle White and a 40.05 TJ Majors. 3 laps remain. Bill, I've never seen anything like it. The whole field wrecked off of turn number 2, and they're all tore up. And they're all about 8 to 9 seconds off their race pace.
Boy, I don't know. It's not the most entertaining thing to watch, but hey, they're getting it done. It's almost over.
Well, they're short races. Again, no cautions to be thrown to bunch them back up or get repairs made. Otherwise, the pace car is going to win this thing. With 2 laps to go for Chuck Sweeting, as Kyle White runs in the 2nd spot. They ran everybody off down turn number 2 to the apron of the racetrack, and as they came back up, the whole field was collected. Sweeting somehow still stretching his lead out. Hope that motor doesn't expire before the next lap runs out. 37.86 for Chuck Sweeting. He's getting faster. That means that oil's getting hotter.
And more importantly, staying in the car.
Yeah, for now. Let me play you the songs of my people.
Yes.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Rod number 6. Off turn number 4. No longer in thrilling fashion, but Barney's giving it the wave the best he knows how. Chuck Sweeting will win heat number 3. Wow, that was really interesting. Here comes Kyle White. He'll come home second, and Majors still a ways back. He'll finish it out in third. Looking like a rock modified. It's about how they look at Lancaster some nights. He knows. Chris Wally in the chat with a face palm. I don't blame you, but hey, it's only a heat race. It's for fun here tonight. We'll do our best. So it looks like we're going to go into a warm-up session. I believe it's a 10-minute session. Chris Wally, if you're listening, pop us in the chat there. Let us know if you're going to stick it to 10 or go to 5, because we're going to take a short break. We'll come back after this. Stay with us, folks. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens, UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook. Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the IROC Challenge Series All-Star Race. Heats are in the books, and wow, we had a crazy one, Zach. Heat number 3, the entire field, granted it was only 5 cars, but the entire field coming together on corner exit. Everybody wrecked and ran about 33% slower than they did at undamaged pace. That was a crazy one, but either way, warm-up session underway. I think we're going to get to a consi, maybe not. I don't know. We didn't have the max number of cars we'd planned on, so maybe we'll just get right into the feature, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to have some racing either way. Before we get too deep into that racing, as the warm-up ends, we'll thank the sponsors of the IROC Challenge Series: RS12 Motorsports, Coles County Speedway, R&R Racewear, Anything EC. Now, special note, we'll kind of divert here a little bit before we finish the rest of these sponsors. Anything EC, they're jumping up here. They're providing an extra $25 on a random draw to a driver in the field here tonight. 2 different draws, $25 at random. At the end, they'll pay out $25. Also, first place for winning the All-Star race pays $50. Second place, $30. Third place, $20. So it's not all for naught. No points on the line, but a little bit of cash, a little bit of beer money for the guys, so that's a good thing. Moving on to the sponsors: Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing, 3 Wide with DJG, of course, Charity Motorsports, a longtime sponsor and participant in the IROC Challenge Series, Supreme 3D Printing LLC, Spartan Transportation, also very well known and long-standing sponsor of the series, Premier Racing Setups, they're new, and Care for Kids, also been around quite some time with the Meffords and all their charity motorsports type events. The Care for Kids, I think 200 that they usually run at Michigan Speedway. I don't know if we're going to do that this year or not, but either way, if we do, we're available more than likely. Let us know. So to no one's surprise, Brian McCann has got the car fixed. And he's fastest. So we ended up with a 17-car field entry, so I believe we're going to skip the consi. Again, I could be made completely wrong. These things always kind of go, I don't know, I guess you could say ad lib, depending on car count, so we're just going to roll with it.
Yep, either way, we're going to make it work, and now we're going to have a bunch of cars on track. It's going to be really fun to watch, and it looks like a lot of these guys are really, trying to practice leaning on each other, since these bumpers tend to not align very well.
Well, that's the interesting thing about this ARCA car and this league specifically. They specifically run the Chevrolet body, so there's no differences from one car to the next. It's truly an IROC style series. Remember back in the day they ran the Charger Daytona, then the IROC Z or the Firebird Formula and things like that. They always switched it up, but it was always the same car front to back, and that's kind of what they're doing here in this league, so that's cool to see. Next season coming up here, I think February the 10th, season 11 of the IROC Challenge Series, and things are changing up a bit. They've got a certain number of drivers pre-selected for season 11 for the Challenge Series, and then I think it's called the Showdown Series. It's I guess you could call it Cup to Xfinity, so to speak. The Showdown Series, I think the top 5 finishers in the point standings get an automatic invite to the following season, so they get to kind of move up, kind of like a farm system, so to speak. So the best guys from the lower series get an opportunity. That's going to be real fun to watch, and it's going to be covered here on Track Limits Network in Season 11 as well. A little change up. It'll be on Tuesday nights instead of Mondays. There is a little schedule conflict, so the first, 7 races or so, maybe on a tape delay, just because I can't do them both in the same night at the same time. I know we're good here at Track Limits, but we're not that good.
Someday.
It's funny, I always think about, if I win the lottery, I'm going to make a real business out of this and hire like 10 broadcasters to do this so we can run all the iRacing coverage.
That would be pretty sweet. Just cover everything right across the board.
Have like 5 PCs with 5090s in them.
It's a beautiful dream.
Yep. That's all it is.
And
That's all it's ever going to be.
And a really big electric bill.
Yeah, well, who cares? You've got lottery money. What does it matter?
Yeah, it's true. Just send it.
All right, so we are going straight to the features. So let's take a look at the starting grid. On the pole position, by way of the heat races, Aaron Smith will start P1 with Brian McCann to the outside. That's a familiar sight. We've seen it a lot this season. Row number 2, it'll be Chuck Sweeting and Gavin Hinson. Row 3 goes to Chris Wally and Kyle White. Row 4 will be Kevin McCann and Doug Wysocki. TJ Majors and Peter Ruzick will round out the 5th row. Starting 11th, Todd Kleek and William Tyndall. And I had the same problem last night. I can't cycle through the rest of these, so I'll just read them to you. Zachary Kleek will start 13th. Neil Quick will be 14th. 15th starter Jason Nilgis. 16th belongs to Timmy Schofield, and 17th is Casey Bentz. As you guys may have noticed, we've updated the overlay here tonight for 2026, so a couple of bugs to work out. If that's the only problem we got, I'll take it. Feature race, 50 laps here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 75 miles. It's going to go by in a hurry. Well, it is the feature, Zach, so you coming in last minute, I'll give you first pick.
Oh, what a guy.
I try.
Let's see. I don't know. I mean, it's just this type of racing. I know anybody can win this thing. I'm just trying to think. It's hard not to pick Brian McCann with how consistent he is. He seems to always kind of put himself in the right spot at the end of these races. So I got to go Brian McCann. It just feels right.
Brian McCann feels right. It's a solid pick. Aaron Smith's obviously a good pick too, but I'm not going to go with that Bumblebee number 70. I'm going to go with a very unlikely candidate, and it's just because how much he hates this style of racing. It's going to be the 2 of Neil Quick starting 13th. Which means he'll probably end up on the record.
Yep. Broadcaster's curse. Sorry, guys.
Field formed up 2 by 2. Pace car makes a drastic left turn to head down into pit lane. That'd be a penalty if it was one of these race cars, but doesn't matter for him.
Green flag.
Green flag is in the air. Front row slowly coming up to speed. Aaron Smith will lead lap number 1 over Brian McCann. Gavin Hinson, Chuck Sweeting, and Chris Wally. Again, stay a close eye on the 51 of Chris Wally. You know, he ran into trouble in his heat race, but doesn't matter. They were all going to race, so they're going to push as hard as they can in those races. A little bit more tactful here tonight in the feature race. A little bit of money on the line, obviously, but Chris Wally, a super speedway extraordinaire. We'll see if he can pull it off here tonight. Currently running 4th in behind Chuck Sweeting, who won his heat race even after that wreck. To the inside goes the 51 with no help. No, Gavin Hinson will drop down in behind. Outside lane not moving, not a lot of help for them at all as Wally's up to second looking for more.
Boy, there's no holding back Chris tonight. He sees an open hole and he's going for it.
Can't say that I blame him. It's been a while. Chris Wally leads him off turn number 2. Kevin McCann now in tow. Then it's the 45 of Todd Kleek. Even numbers. Pretty good group here up front. A little separation back to a small second pack as well. A lot of drivers are going to try to be patient here. I know it's a shorter race than we're used to seeing, but certainly a lot longer than the heat races as Kevin McCann gets all over the back bumper of Chris Wally, gets him a little crossed up through the dog leg. Probably one of the most dangerous places on the Speedway to do that, but he got away with it.
You can just see the back end of that 51 car kind of skating back and forth a little bit.
Watch out for that 39 of Gavin Hinson. He's been fast tonight, and he's so fast he's just disappearing. Must have got over 88 miles an hour and went into next week, but here he is. He's back.
You know, Steve, that was the first time I've ever seen 2 cars blink out at the same time like that, but he and Aaron Smith both blinked out at the same exact time and came right back.
It's the second time tonight we've seen Aaron Smith lose a connection. It's not something that's super common we see with that yellow car, but it's happened a couple of times. Big bump now in behind, in contact with everybody in the top 4. They scatter a little bit, trying to gather things back up. Todd Kleek checks up considerably here. He'll catch a draft off Kevin McCann and pull right back up here pretty soon. Meanwhile, Hinson jumps out to the top spot with a little bump draft through the dog leg from Aaron Smith. Aaron really pushing the 39 all over this racetrack, trying to get enough momentum there to clear not only the 39 by Chris Wally, but himself as well. Wasn't able to do it. Runs in the 3rd spot just by a few feet.
You can really see that transition in the trial will really affect that bottom line as they try to, lean on each other and make speed down there, but they hit those bumps and it just kind of makes the car skate a little bit.
A lot of momentum lost from Chris Wally there off turn 2. I don't know if he checked up, trying to hang on to the race car. Zach, in your experience, I know you don't run the ARCA car all that much, but at these super speedway style races at the new version of Atlanta, does the car get loose after a while at this place?
It really never got loose for me. It just, I don't know. It seems like the bottom line was always a little sketchy for me because of that transition, mostly in the tri-oval. And if you hook that left front on the apron line a little too hard, it's going to send you for a ride.
Getting a little hairy here mid-pack. Chris Wally continues to drop back now to the 6th, 5th position, depending on how you want to call it. But Neil Quick has jumped up fast here into the 3rd spot, looking for 2nd now. Ahead of Chris Wally, crossed up through the dog leg, a little bit of contact. Man, I don't know how many times they're going to get away with that, Zach.
Oh, man, it was such a beautiful move that last lap by Neil Quick to go from the top line and scoot his way right down through the bottom and be the first car on that inside lane.
Neil Quick looking for the race lead.
Can't be, Steve. Both our picks. Top row, bottom row.
Oh, boy.
Close your eyes.
Big run off of turn number 4 for the outside line. Quick thought he was going to lead the lap. Not meant to be just yet. Works his way back up to the top of the racetrack, and there might be trouble behind us.
There will be a
there
caution.
It is. Caution on the Speedway. Don't know exactly who was involved, but it seems there was a few. Did everybody just drive away? Aaron Smith involved with William Tyndall.
Man.
Now, they do have one fast repair. That is not the norm in the IROC Challenge Series, which is lucky for Aaron Smith because it looks like with the suspension damage he has, that thing's dog tracking like crazy. He'd be done for the night.
Yeah, that looks like about a 9 o'clock to go straight right there, Steve. He's going to need that fast repair, no doubt.
Got Waltrip fan 0056 in the track limits chat, says these boys are getting after it tonight. They certainly are. It's all for money. Not $1 million, but enough to buy a couple cases of beer at least.
It's the only thing better than racing for points is racing for money.
Yeah, it's always good when you got something tangible. Well, let's go back and look at it. Oh, Aaron Smith gets pinched up top. I'm backing up a little further here. They were 4 wide. Tyndall shot to the middle there alongside Hinson, not realizing, I think Wally was there way down at the bottom, so that hole's going to get tighter and tighter up the racetrack as they turn out of the dog leg. Now they're 4 wide, and you're going to see that yellow number 70 get into the wall as Tyndall gets into Hinson, and there they all come together.
Boy, that 62 had one heck of a run there coming past the start-finish line.
TJ Majors, Kyle White, Chuck Sweeting, Doug Wysocki all getting clear on the bottom of the racetrack.
Looks like that magnetic front bumper is really working overtime. That worked out great for Aaron Smith right there.
And Zach, that Waltrip fan, is Albert Anderson in the chat. What's going on, Albert? Glad
Hey,
you checked
right.
in here tonight.
It's good to see you, Albert. Hope all's well, man.
So, some strategy at play here, a small field, so guys can kind of work that a little bit. Brian McCann, Chris Wally, Kevin McCann, Todd Kleek, Zach Kleek, they all stay on the racetrack. Everybody else from 6th on back comes to pit lane. Obviously, Gavin Hinson involved in the wreck. Aaron Smith, same story. They're going to need to get that fast repair handled. Some guys going to take tires. We talk about that a lot on the super speedways, specifically Daytona. Not as much at Talladega, but tires not going to make you faster necessarily in most cases, but handling is a premium, especially here, even on this super speedway style racing that we have at this new layout. More grip, the better. You can make those abrupt maneuvers without worrying too much that it's going to stick. Peter Ruzick remains in pit lane. William Tyndall the same. They've got work to do. I don't know if they didn't have that fast repair checked or if they're opting to wait it out. Maybe catch another caution and use it later.
Definitely nice to have it later in the race for super speedways, that's for sure.
So we'll recap the race a little bit here. 13 laps in of 50. Brian McCann leads. We've had one caution now for 2 laps. Probably get the one to go here. Only 2 lead changes to this point. Now those lead changes, they're not like NASCAR calls them these days. They are official lead changes at the stripe. Not like NASCAR counting their lead changes 5 times per lap.
Yeah, they're really trying to ruse those stats up a little bit by doing that.
Near future, I'm not going to be allowed to make comments like that.
Yep.
Just keep that to myself.
Ooh, see 2 cars blink out there again. Might be some kind of lagging going on with the service tonight.
Which cars was it? I didn't catch it.
It was the 45 up top, and it was the 3rd car on the bottom lane there. It's just out of scene here.
The 11?
Yep.
Oh, that's the Kleek brothers. So I would say that's more akin to their
That's
locality and their local network, probably more than anything.
Yep.
We don't usually see it become a huge problem with the Kleek brothers, but we do occasionally see it. Chuck Sweeting's one that's pretty common as well. Nothing against them. They have no control over that. But as you see, pace car lights have been extinguished. We're going to get ready for the restart here. It'll be lap 14 as we go up on the board. Pace car is in.
Green flag.
Ryan McCann with the jump over Chris Wally now as he runs in behind a few car lengths back, but he'll run him down quickly here, especially on the exit at turn number 2. He may have a run, but not a lot of help to the outside if he chooses to jump up top. Wally stays in line. McCann goes up to the top to try and drag some guys with him and opens the door for Chris Wally. Now the 11 of Zach Kleek may have to run up behind the 51 to give him some draft assist.
That was a pretty good move by Brian McCann. He saw his brother coming, and he knows he was going to go with him, so they're going to keep that top lane moving. Looks like they're bunched up nicely.
Well, the key with that, too, is he's probably raced with Kevin McCann more than anybody else on the racetrack right now. He knows what he's going to do for the most part, and I think Kevin knows what Brian's capable of handling. So if it can benefit the 33, it'll benefit the 3, and they can work together, at least for the time being. This is kind of the scenario he would want to see in the closing laps of this race. Obviously, Kevin's not going to stick to his bumper on that white flag lap, but it'll certainly help keep him there until that point.
Yeah, and being brothers, they might actually have had a deal going into this race that whatever money they make tonight goes into the beer pool.
Yeah, but you got to get it from one of the guys.
That's true.
Brian might say, hey, Kevin, I'll split it with you, and then keep the money for himself anyway.
sketchy 3 wide there.
Timmy Schofield scraping the wall a bit in contact. Now just up the racetrack.
Oh, man, right in front of Aaron Smith. Oh, it wasn't Aaron Smith. Okay.
Aaron Smith in the back of this. Unfortunately for Nilgis, he has sustained some pretty heavy damage here. This is going to be a problem for the 88 and no caution.
No caution. Boy, the sparks coming out of that thing. I would imagine he'd have to come down pit road here pretty soon before she breaks any further.
And Blitz Ryu in the chat. There's another name we haven't seen in a while. Thanks for checking in. See if Nilgis comes to pit lane here. Does he? No, he's in the corner.
Yeah, he's got a lot of wheel in it. You see that left front, man. A lot of suspension damage under that thing. Yeah, anytime you see the wheel fixed like that, that's wheel damage big time.
You've got wheel damage.
Oh, I can hear it. Hear it in my sleep.
Meanwhile, TJ Major's not wasting time. He jumps to the race lead. He's going to be hard to guard. He's right where he wants to be. He does not like to be in the pack with, quote-unquote, the squirrels. This is an all-star race, so not so many squirrels per se, but nevertheless, he's out in front where he wants to be. He's got some talented drivers behind him, both McCann brothers, but now going to the inside, my pick, Neil Quick. Blitz says he's here all the time, just lurking.
Good man.
Mr.
Good man.
Peeping Tom over here.
Yeah, it's good to see you, man.
Weirdo. Off turn 4, Majors still with the race lead. Coming to start lap 21. The inside lane shuffles Neil Quick out of the way just a bit. And Neil goes back in a hurry. He's like, nope, I don't want no part of that right now. I got to save this race car. He does still have a fast repair. That's good to know. But I'm sure he doesn't want to have to use it, because you know how Neil can get frustrated at these drafting-style tracks. It's not the style racing he likes. We've talked about that a bunch tonight. Pretty much every time we go to a super speedway, Neil Quick's like, I'm just here to try and survive and see what happens. But a lot of times, when he survives, he has a solid finish and sometimes a win. Blitz says, I'll take it as a compliment, mostly. That's not what she said.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Neil Quick drops to the back here, just going to settle in. Again, 29 laps to go. It's not time to make those moves to the front yet. Smart driving behind the wheel of the number 2 machine. Keep an eye on him, though. I don't think we're going to count him out just yet. Meanwhile, back out in front, it's TJ Majors and Chris Wally now. Wally in the 51 to the inside. Outside lane, it's Majors, McCann, and Ruzick, with William Tyndall rounding out the 5th car in that line. Bottom side, it's Wally, Cleek, Hinson, Casey Bentz. Slow car down low, it's Jason Nilgis. Still hasn't come to pit lane. He's just trying to survive at this point. Now Todd Cleek sticks his nose to the race lead off turn number 2. He's got his brother in behind him. Again, family affairs all over the place. You got the Cleek brothers bumper to bumper. Same story with both the McCanns. Surprised we don't have either of the Meffords here tonight. That would have been a good sight to see here in the IROC Challenge Series, because you know those guys have been around with IROC for quite some time. Won a bunch of races between the two of them. Definitely 2 All-Stars that didn't make the show tonight.
Yeah, definitely some old school IROC guys. They're always up towards the front.
Speaking out front, Zachary and Todd Cleek. Todd in the 45, and Gavin Hinson trying to root his way to the inside of the 11.
That was a good move by the 39. He's going to break up the brothers here.
Just past halfway here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, we are not, emphasis, not going to a side-by-side tonight. We're also not going to take another break unless things get wild and we get crazy cautions. But if we're green, we're going to be here.
Speaking of green, that 45 car is going to move up with his brother, and looks like he's going to try to control both lanes there the best he can.
We see that quite a bit on the super speedways. You kind of get out to a lead, the inside lane's back a couple of car lengths, the leader may swap down, pull them along, but now it's allowed his brother to get to the outside, so it's a Cleek front row as they roll through the corner. 24 laps remaining. Now Zach Cleek with the race lead with Casey Bentz pushing him.
This might be one of these beer pool strategies we're talking about here, Steve. As long as one of the brothers is going to be out front, that means they win.
Casey slots down to break up the pair. Coming to the line, Bentz will be in the second spot, Cleek third. Wally and Hinson fourth and fifth by just a few feet. Kyle White in the picture. Majors has fallen back to P7. William Tyndall falling back as well. They're 3 wide for position. Dropping back through Kevin McCann, trying to get double file. Again, he doesn't want part of that right now, trying to save the race car and the fast repair. Albert Anderson in the chat. I wonder if this is the Albert Anderson or Papa Anderson. Either way, it doesn't matter. Do they have to make any pit stops? Frankly, I don't remember.
Oh, big wreck
trouble.
here, Steve.
And Aaron Smith's in it again.
Oh, man. You talk about unlucky. It's not
Kevin McCann's going to burn a fast repair now.
Real quick, bud.
Caution on the Speedway for the second time tonight, involving many drivers, Aaron Smith being one of them.
God, it looked like the whole front half of the field hit an oil slick there at the second part of the tri-oval, Steve.
Well, to answer your question, Albert, do they have to make any pit stops? I don't think so, but they're probably going to now.
Yep, they'll probably be coming down now.
Let's take a look. Oh, Majors and Aaron Smith coming together. We'll back this up a little further here. Don't like the camera that we're using for that, so let's see if we can go to a wide tower. Watch the yellow number 70 and the gray number 6. 70 Aaron Smith, the 6 of TJ Majors.
Going to be up ahead of there. Look at 3 wide coming into the tri-ovals here. Oh, man.
Well, you saw they're all checking up here. Majors checked up. You saw fire out of the pipe. White and Cleek get into the wall, and it sends the 6 down into Aaron Smith. Kevin McCann gets a piece of this, and it looks like he's probably going to make it through, but these guys are going to come back up the racetrack, and then Kevin's going to run into Aaron Smith. Watch the blue number 33. And Aaron's got him locked up. He's got his brakes hard on right now. He's trying to slow it down, and just not enough. So through that, Chris Wally's your race leader. And I think he's going to bring it to pit lane. Is Wally wearing a Jeff Gordon helmet?
It certainly looks like it.
You know, I thought I liked him.
Never really know somebody, Steve. You never really know somebody. God, now we got to see what the race suit is. If the whole thing matches or what's going on in there.
Yep.
Mother of God. Yep. Rainbows.
Wally in the box, right side tires going on. Likely to be a 4-tire change for the 51. Fuel going in, make that thing a little sleeker in the wind to put some weight in the rear of that race car. 4 tires down and away. Chris Wally heading back out. Majors, quick stop for him. Might have been rights only or fuel only. Nonetheless, he's going to come out with the race lead. Again, as we said, where he's going to want to be. See Aaron Smith and William Tyndall still parked in their pit stalls. Again, Aaron used his fast repair after that first incident. I think Tyndall was the same story, so he's there for a while. His car doesn't look terrible. He may roll out onto the speedway. Neither driver has that meatball flag anymore requiring repairs. They could head back out, and there it goes. Now he's going to take some tires.
So luckily for Tyndall here, he's going to stay on the lead lap, but I wonder if Aaron's going to just stay in pit road, take the lap down.
Yeah, he's still got work. He's sitting in the car, though. He's trying to get it fixed. I guess there's enough laps left that calamity could ensue. You never know. Or he's just a stand-up guy and trying to run all the laps.
Or maybe somebody just gave him ice cream in that car.
Well, there could be too. So pace car lights are out. Get ready to get back underway here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Lap 32 of 50. TJ Majors is your leader. We've had 2 cautions for 6 laps and 6 lead changes. I'll tell you, Zach, it's been a whole lot more exciting than only 6 lead changes, because clearly there's been enough going on as Brian McCann loses connection for a moment.
Yeah, just getting more cars out on track, and I don't know, it makes the world of difference. It's been fun.
Blitz in the chat says, I like ice cream, and then we got Albert Anderson. Butter pecan, please. I'm not real picky, but I'm down.
Yeah, right now, I don't care what kind it is.
You and your sweets. So here we go, ready for the restart here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pace car heads to pit lane. McCann losing connection yet again.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Big jump for Majors. He may need to find a lane to go with here because he's way out in front. They're going to run him down like a freight train here in a minute.
Yeah, this will be your perfect example of too good of a restart on a super speedway. You can almost see that pack coming.
Changes lanes, though. We talked about this. Majors is good at working both lanes. Opens the door for Chris Wally to the inside, but I think it's a good spot for TJ right now. The bottom side doesn't have the numbers just yet. You're going to need Casey Bentz to get caught up there and build those numbers. No, that's Kevin McCann. McCann must have... Oh, he had the faster pair, so he's still clean and green. Meanwhile, Majors has dropped back to P5 as Chris Wally has taken over the race lead. Wally without a win so far on the regular season as we wind down. Again, next week, the championship race. Would be cool to see the 51 park it in victory lane in the All-Star race. Oh, little contact with McCann and Peter Ruzick. This for about the 5th position. They're 3 wide as they roll into turn number 3 with Chuck Sweeting on the bottom, Ruzick in the middle. McCann way up the racetrack. Again, this place a lot narrower than the Super Speedway. Daytona and Talladega.
That's exactly what Chris Wally wants to see. He wants to see those guys stay free.
Trouble behind.
Quickly, tell me what
Brian
you got.
McCann.
Todd Kleek involved. Looks like Kyle White facing the wrong direction. McCann's in it. Doug Wysocki as well. Now, again, don't panic. Brian McCann, if you're a Brian McCann fan, he still has a faster pair to work with. I don't recall if Wysocki's burned one yet. I think he's okay. I know he was involved in one during the heat race, but that doesn't apply here.
Well, this is certainly what Aaron Smith wanted to see. A little more time to work on his car.
Looks like it starts with Ruzick and Kyle White. Again, through the dog leg where things get a little light in the race car. Kyle's coming up the track. Ruzick's right there. Ruzick gets through it, but then McCann gets clipped, and Todd Kleek runs into the back.
That's 45. We'll see if he clips one of these two cars. Oh, he certainly does. Yeah, both, unfortunately. 34 and the 88.
Well, there you have it. Now TJ Majors, lead lap car. Remember, he took fuel only on the last pit stop. What does he do here? I think this might be time if he's going to take tires. Will it be 2? Will it be 4? Or just a little bit more gas? On the jack post it goes. Right sides for sure. And 4 tires and fuel for TJ Majors. He'll get back out there. So Chris Wally continues to lead. He's had a strong afternoon, or evening, if you will. He's led 11 laps tonight. We got Craig McKern in the Track Limits chat, cheering on Gavin Hinson in the 39. Hinson running in the 3rd position. About to get the 1-to-go signal. And Aaron Smith still sits in pit lane. He may go down a lap here. Does he get back out there in time?
Yeah, it looks like he just beat it. Car is certainly looking a lot better.
Get me out in front of that pace car. The race is over for us. I'm embarrassed at how much I quote Days of Thunder when I'm doing these things.
Just feels right.
It does. Just give him the high gear. Get me out of here.
Go around the outside, it will hold.
Yeah. So front row is going to be Chris Wally and Zach Cleek, but Wally has opted to take the outside lane. Blitz in the chat says, I'd drive the safety car for you, but my controller has stick drift. Can you drive the pace car? I didn't know that was an option. It better be. If it is, I'm going to start doing it.
Yeah, I don't think it is yet, but I've seen leagues that they put a random car in there, like a rallycross car or something, and they just run that as the pace car. That's pretty fun.
That's a great idea, actually.
And we actually had a double purpose for it the last time I saw it. We used it as the choose cone as well.
The other thing iRacing needs to incorporate is scuffed tires. I know I've mentioned that a lot, but they absolutely have the ability to do it. They just got to have memory for what the tire set was.
That would be huge.
Well, either way, pace car is in, ready for the restart here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Green, green.
There it is, green back in the air. Oh, delayed jump there, a little bit of wheel spin out of the 11. Tried to time it on Chris Wally to no avail. Kevin McCann now will tuck in behind Wally, and they'll ride down into turn number 1. Neil Quick up into the 3rd spot with a run to the outside of Zach Cleek. 3 wide behind him, William Tyndall in the middle with Chuck Sweeting and Peter Ruzick to both sides. He gets clear. Now it's TJ Majors who loses connection. Tyndall's got to be careful. Still has the 26 to his right side. He keeps it well down to the low side of the racetrack. Back out front, though, Cleek battling back around Kevin McCann gives a shot to the 51 as they run down into turn 1. Hinson in the 39. Neil Quick in the 2. Then Timmy Schofield in the 12. That's your outside lane. Then it's Chris Wally, Gavin Hinson. Casey Bentz, Chuck Sweeting on the bottom, but the outside is rolling.
Yeah, they had some serious bumps going on up on that top side.
10 laps to go. Going to be 9 to go as they cross the stripe. Top 2, it's Zach Cleek and Gavin Hinson behind him. Chris Wally and Neil Quick battling for the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Brian McCann back in P12 here with 9 to go. Can he pull off a miracle? We're going to find out. It would be a Dale Earnhardt-esque move if he could come back and win this. Hinson making a move to the outside. Inches off the right rear of Cleek, but it's going to make it work with Chris Wally pushing it. Wally's going to go to the outside. Wally to the lead with a brazen move and contact behind him. Hinson and Cleek come together, but they keep it through the corner. 3 wide for the 2nd spot behind Chris Wally.
That was just a miracle the 39 car and the 11 didn't crash
Well,
there.
they're not done yet. Give them a chance. Neil Quick now making a move to the outside with TJ Majors to the back bumper. If you want somebody pushing, it's the driver, that number 6, if he can get there, but they're 3 wide behind him. Quick trying to find a way to pull a draft off somebody. Still side by side with Gavin Hinson for second. 6 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Wally, honestly, the dominant force here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Again, no wins on the season just yet, but we talked about it as they go 4 wide. Quick into TJ Majors off of turn number 2, and the caution is out.
Did you hear any
I could
static?
see that coming. There's just
Like
no
somebody was
room
speeding
coming
up on
off
your
4
radio
there for
just a
4
few minutes ago?
wide. Or turn 2, rather. Just no room.
TJ with some significant suspension damage on his machine. I don't know if he can make it back to the pits. He's going to try and nurse it back. Might be the same story for Neil Quick, but I think both drivers have a fast repair. The problem is there's not that many drivers laps down. Nilgis and Wysocki. Doug's out of the race, and now just 2 laps down, so they're going to start relatively deep in the field when they go back if they can get the repairs made and stay on the lead lap.
Hey, you can see TJ Major's car there just will not turn, even with the banking. It's going to be a struggle just getting back to pit road here.
Meanwhile, Drew Prowl in the chat blaming Blitz for everything.
Typical.
And once again, Major's race car looking like a modified, and he really just can't get that thing to turn. It is busted up pretty bad. Oh, he's got problems. I don't think he's going to make it.
No, it doesn't look good. He'd almost be better off just ripping it in reverse.
No.
Gets a spun, kind of pointed. Oh,
jeez.
It's okay. It's a rental.
Yeah.
And then she gone. Hate to see it, though. Man.
It's a tough break. Neil Quick not quite out of this, and he's got work to do. I don't know if there's enough time. We got less than 5 to go. Again, 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. He's still showing some damage here. Did he not come to pit lane? I thought he did.
No, because the pits would have been closed that first time. I don't think TJ had much of a choice. He would have just taken the penalty. But now that they're open, his wheels look pretty straight.
Well, Neil still does have a fast repair, and if there's a time to use it, it's now.
Definitely now. You might as well use it. Must have been a sale on that color pit box.
Yeah. Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Christmas blowout.
Unbelievable.
See Neil checking the wheel there, make sure everything's straight and good to go. He'll head back out with a fresh race car. He's still got a chance. It's just not a great one. Meanwhile, Brian McCann is showing up in the 7th position. So as we're coming to the 1 to go, it'll be lap 48, so a very short run to the finish here. Had 4 cautions for 11 laps and now 10 lead changes, and I'd be willing to bet we're not done seeing those. Chris Wally's going to be defensive here on this final restart, which could potentially be the final restart.
It's going to be tough for Chris here because you instinctively want a good restart, but as we saw with, I think it was Majors the last time, just too good of a restart can really get you.
So this is effectively going to give us a green-white checkered. However, this is not going to attribute to any of our allotted green-white checkered finishes. This is more of a natural green-white checkered. But nonetheless, the way that it's going to work, green flag comes out, then the white, and then, of course, the checkered. Now, if the yellow flag comes out prior to the white flag, the leader taking the white flag, they'll throw the yellow. We'll add laps to the race, and we'll try it again. We'll do that up to 3 times. Brian McCann in the chat. 3 words. I don't lift.
Love it.
Keep an eye on that 3 machine. Running in the 7th position as we get ready for this restart. We saw Dale Jr. go from 6th to 1st to win the summer race at Daytona 2001. Can Brian McCann go from 7th to 1st to win this here at Atlanta?
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
McCann tried to go, but his brother wouldn't fire off because he couldn't go either. The 11 Cleek was in the way. Not a great restart for Chris Wally to the outside, though. Oh, and one car up the track, Chuck Sweeting, but up the middle, William Tyndall trying to go for the race lead up the gut. Oh, and
Chris
Wally gets turned. Keeps it off the wall for now. He's driving it with everything he's got, trying to avoid it, and he does. Keeps the car clean, but man, the opportunity for the win out the window. And look who's going for the race lead. It's the 3 of Brian McCann. They're 3 wide with Tyndall in the middle, Casey Bentz on the bottom. They're 3 wide all the way back. White flag in the air. Final lap from Atlanta to win the All-Star race. William Tyndall with the lead down into 1, and there's contact. Chuck Sweeting takes out Brian McCann. Casey Bentz now shoots to the lead, and there's trouble behind him. Big-time wreck. It's like heat number 3 all over again. Bentz with the race lead. A 2nd and 7/10 back to Aaron Smith in the 2nd spot. We thought he was done for. He's going to likely finish in the 2nd spot.
Aaron Smith with no front end on his car is going to get maybe a P.
Nope. He's losing it now, but coming to the stripe, Casey Bentz is going to take an all-star win here at Atlanta with calamity at the finish. Wow.
It's all about being in the right place at the right time, and Casey Bentz nailed it.
Wow. I know we were peaking like crazy on the audio, guys, so if I scared the dog, my apologies, but wow.
Oh, it's a good thing I was on push talk there, Steve. Holy cow, that was crazy. Good stuff.
Casey Bentz picking up the win. Started last, wins the race. Got a feel for Chris Wally, though. I thought he had this one.
Yeah, he was right there the whole time, but that's how these super speedways go. I mean, it just doesn't matter what you do the entire race. It's just kind of all for nothing until that last lap, and then it's just everything out the window.
Casey Bentz picking up the win, and I think, Zach, that may have been the only lap he led.
He picked the right one.
With that, we will step aside for our only break of the night, bringing you this one here commercial-free, at least through the feature. We'll be back, hopefully, with our top 3 finishers, Casey Bentz, Chuck Sweeting, and Zach Cleek. After this, stay with us. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the IROC Challenge Series All-Star Race in the books, and it delivered. Small field or not, I don't care. They put on a show here tonight. Casey Bentz taking the win here, starting last, finishing first, and leading one lap, the one that mattered. Let's see if we get a word with the driver of that number 27 machine, Casey Bentz, get his thoughts on tonight's race. Casey, it's Steve and Zach Millett in the Track Limits booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Casey, congratulations, man. Not a great starting position. Dead last to get this thing underway, and you walk away with a checkered flag. And I'm pretty sure it was just a singular lap led by you in that 27, but it was the one that counted. Walk us through your race in that final restart in the closing lap.
Yeah, it was kind of the same deal as last week. Kind of was just looking to get with the cliques, work together. We were working pretty well for a while. We were kind of controlling the field up front. A couple cautions didn't go our way, obviously, and we kind of got separated there at the end. I honestly thought that Will was clear. I don't blame him for making that move. It's the last lap, talking to Chuck in the waiting room. I mean, no one was lifting, so I mean that's just kind of how it ended up. I don't know what else more to say about that. It was just a pretty good restart for me. Typically don't have great restarts with super speedways, but it worked out.
Well, never lift, and when in doubt, go faster. That's what Brian McCann always says, and it worked out tonight. You pick up the win in the All-Star race with Charlotte Motor Speedway on the horizon, the final race of the regular season. What's your game plan over at the home of NASCAR next week?
Well, hopefully we go win that, too. I don't think I'm going to have the pace-wise to go win it, but top 5, play a little bit of strategy. I think could come out with the top 3 if we get a couple cautions that go our way, but I think, honestly, top 3 will be a good result there for us in Charlotte.
Well, Casey, certainly looking forward to it. A job well done here tonight. A little bit of luck, a little bit of patience, a little bit of skill, and a lot of speed. You got it done here, picking up the win. Who do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to shout out you, Steve. Thanks for hosting these broadcasts all season long. I also want to shout out Chris Wally. He's done a great job hosting this league, and hopefully we can come back next year.
Certainly looking forward to it. Casey, thanks for talking to us. Congratulations again. Good luck in Charlotte.
Thank you.
It's Casey Bentz, race winner here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Looks like we got Chuck Sweeting waiting in the wings here, our runner-up. We used to like to say that first place pays all the money and second place is the first loser, but there's money on the line for the top 3 tonight, so let's see what Chuck Sweeting has to say. Chuck, it's Steve and Zach in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, Chuck. Congratulations. A solid run here tonight. Fast car in qualifying. Obviously a heat win and a second place in the feature. It's a good night overall. I know you wanted to win this thing, but still going to walk away with a little bit of beer money. Walk us through the closing laps of this race. What was the strategy? Was there one outside of just pure survival?
No, that was it. Just pure survival. Everybody was pretty much the same speed, so it's just a matter of getting to the start-finish line there in one piece, or as much of one piece as you can. So, but yeah, that's all it was. We were 4 wide on that last lap, and I thought it was over with, but I managed to keep it going the right way, so we'll take second, win in the qualifier, and then second in the big race.
Calamity there on that last lap. You're able to drive it back to the second spot. I think passing Aaron Smith for that position in the final countdown, the final running order of tonight's race. Kind of a similar situation in your heat race. Everybody racked off. I think it was turn number 2, and you guys just had to drive it. How terribly damaged was that number 75 in your heat?
It was pretty bad. It was really slow, but it wasn't the slowest, fortunately. So whoever was left running was slower than me. But yeah, and sometimes that's how you have to drive these things, just try to survive. And that was my plan for that heat race. But I didn't really have a plan for the feature, so I don't know. Coming out second is pretty good, I guess.
Next week, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Obviously, survival is important, but a little more strategy at play. Saving tires, watching fuel, staying out of the wrecks, obviously important. But what's the game plan next week for the final race of the season at Charlotte?
We'll just have to see how the car feels and, what the weather's like and what the grip level's like. But it should be a lot of fun. The track's a lot of fun, but it takes some skill to run there. So hopefully I'll bring my A game next week, and we can try to get another win for the season.
Looking forward to it, Chuck. Congratulations again, runner-up here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the All-Star race. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
Just thanks to Anything EC, Premier, all the sponsors that support this thing, Chris Wally for all he does, and Brian McCann, all the admins, everything they do week in and week out. It's really appreciated, and congrats to Casey, and we'll try to get a win next week.
All right, Chuck. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck in Charlotte.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Have a good night.
Two. Chuck Sweeting, runner-up. We do not have Zachary Cleek available for comment. He's not even in the Discord server, so I can't even force him to come up here. Maybe he's a little shy. Maybe he forgot. I don't know. Sometimes these things happen. But either way, a solid run for third place. He started 13th tonight, working your way up through, avoiding the chaos. He was involved in a little bit of it as well, but to finish in the third spot at the All-Star race, you're out here racing with the best of the league, and you finished third. You're beating some serious competition in Aaron Smith, Brian McCann, Kevin McCann, a lot of those guys, Neil Quick, of course, Gavin Hinson. Again, an all-star field. Chris Wally thought we had this thing locked up for him tonight. Wasn't meant to be off of turn 2. He gets turned, but it is what it is. You got to be there at the stripe. You don't take the hats to victory lane before the checkered flag waves, and that's why. So Zachary Cleek finishes third. A solid run for him here tonight. Wish him the best of luck next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That said, that'll do it for the interview portion of the All-Star race here at the IROC Challenge Series. Let's try to look at our race results. Of course, we're still having problems with our buttons. There we go. And we can't necessarily cycle through the whole running order. Yes, we can. Look at that. They all fit. Casey Bentz was your race winner. Chuck Sweeting finishes in the second spot. Zach Cleek was third. Aaron Smith, that guy just won't go away. And we like him. We don't want him to go away. But, man, you can't keep him down. He was involved in a couple of wrecks here tonight. Still managed to battle back for a top 5. Finished fourth. Thought he was going to be in a P2 finish. But still, fourth place. Solid run for Aaron Smith. William Tyndall, good job for him here tonight at top 5 in the All-Star. Kyle White was 6th. Chris Wally, he's going to hate that 7th place. I'm sure we'll text later on, and he's not going to be happy about it. But it is what it is. He's got wins on the horizon, too. Gavin Hinson, another driver who was fast this evening. He's been fast all season long. I'm surprised he hasn't picked up a win yet as well. Neil Quick, IROC veteran. He's been around for a long time. He's fast. Just has had some bad luck this season. He finishes 9th. Tim Schofield was 10th. Todd Cleek was 11th. And front-runner early, Brian McCann, after a wreck, he finishes 12th, one lap down. Peter Ruzick quick as well, 13th. Kevin McCann, 14th. Jason Niles, 15th. And another disappointing finish for TJ Majors, finishing in the 16th of 17 positions here at Atlanta. And Doug Wysocki will finish dead last in the 17th spot, 14 laps down. So again, that'll do it for us here at Track Limits Network. Zach, any comments before we get the hell out of here?
I'm telling you, man, shout out to Aaron Smith. Every caution we had there towards the end, that guy came down pit road, fixed what he could, trying to tape the front end back on that car, and came back out, stayed on the lead lap, ends up getting a 4th place finish, like you said. And it's just, never give up mentality, and I love it. I love it.
It's a thing about Aaron Smith. I remember when he first joined the IROC series, we weren't covering the races back then, but we always kept a close eye on what was going on. A lot of drivers kind of mixed about other leagues that we were calling or even racing in, and he was just wiping the floor with everybody. It's not that Aaron Smith has slowed down, it's just that everybody else has gotten a little bit faster. So Aaron's had to get up on the wheel here a little bit more this season compared to others, and he's still got it. He's won a bunch of races, the most out of anybody this season, and certainly a favorite rolling into Charlotte next week. So we'll see if he can get it done. He's going to have some heavy hitters out there. Best racetrack for Brian McCann, that's Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll see if he can knock him off, maybe pick up a win at a championship. It's undecided, folks. As we said, You got to stay tuned till the very last lap to see what's going to happen. Tune in here for it next week. Track Limits Network, same time, same channel. Tune in about 9 p.m. You won't miss a minute of the action. That'll do it for us. Thanks to Zach Millett for joining us here at Last Minute Broadcast for him here this evening. Appreciate Wally and all the IROC guys for bringing me on here tonight. It was, again, another last-minute semi-planned thing. We weren't sure if we were going to go do it, but Wally came through. Certainly appreciate him more than he even realizes. And, again, we're happy to be here. Looking forward to Season 11. We'll see you guys at Charlotte. Thanks for watching.